Alright, here we go. We're going to make bread again, but I'm going to give you all the details this time. Alright, let's do this. Right now we have 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to need 2.5 cups of warm water. Now the water cannot be over 110 degrees. The best temperature for the water is between 95 and 100. Over 95 and 105, somewhere in there. But it cannot be over, it cannot be over 110. Just remember that. You do not want it over 110. Okay, there's 2.5 cups. So that's 3 tablespoons of butter and 2.5 cups of water. And I can tell you right now that the temperature is 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees on the water. No, it's a little bit higher. Hold on. The water is, it's 100, about 98 degrees. Look at that. Okay, that's the temperature of the water. All right, now we're gonna put in 1 tablespoon of salt. You know, all that bullshit you hear about the don't put the salt in because it kills the yeast, that's all bullshit, man. The yeast they make today, believe me, this crap will rise no matter what. Okay, we're going to put in 2 packages of yeast. Okay? And I don't like to put the yeast in with the flour. I like to put it in with the water because it'll give it a start. It'll give it a head start. Alright, now 3 tablespoons of sugar. This is also going to help the yeast. The yeast will start feeding on the sugar. Alright. We're going to mix that up, and then we're going to add in the flour. Now, I already know that 2 pounds of flour is 6 cups. We need 6.5 cups of flour. Do not use self-rising flour. Use bread flour or all-purpose flour. Self-rising is not good. You're going to end up with a mess. Okay, also on the oven, during the winter, it helps if you turn the oven on for about 5 minutes on 300. For 5 minutes, then turn it off, then use your candles. Remember our candles we had last time right here? These are the candles that are going to go into the oven. And that's going to keep the bread warm. That's going to keep the dough warm. You have to have the right temperature in order for the dough to rise. If the temperature is too hot, it'll kill the yeast. If it's too cold, it'll retard the yeast. Alright, so here, we know there's 6 cups of flour in this bag. And again, you don't have to sift the flour when you're making bread. Alright, I've got a little bit more flour if we need it. Okay. You know, everybody's afraid to make bread because they don't want to knead the bread. Kneading it is, that's no big deal. I mean, all you got to do is just fold it up a couple times and it's kneaded. You know, right now I could put this in the oven and let it proof. It doesn't really need to be kneaded that much. What's going to happen is when you knead the bread is it's going to cause the bubbles to be smaller, because what it does is it builds up the gluten in the bread, and the gluten is the elasticity of the bread. So if the bread is elastic, then when the yeast gives off its byproduct, the bubbles will be small. If the bread is not elastic, the yeast gives off its byproduct and the bubbles are going to be big. That's all that's to it. It's just that simple. Okay. So this is how you knead it. You know, it's not a big deal. It's no big secret. It's not a, you know, it's not a big process. You can fold it any way you want. Just tighten it up, smash it out, refold it again. It's no big deal. Now in the winter time, it might take a little longer for the bread to rise. You know, the yeast is working totally on the temperature. That's what the yeast is working on, the temperature. Alright, so here we go. That's good enough. It's not sticking to the board. It's moving around. Okay. I'm going to put it back in the pan. I'm going to add some oil here. The whole reason for the oil is you don't want the skin to dry out. Also, you don't want it to stick to the sides of the pan, whatever kind of pan you're using. But if you don't use any oil, what's going to happen is you're going to get a skin on the top of the bread. You don't want that. All right. So there we go. I mean, you know, it's that easy. There's nothing to it. That's it, right there. Okay, here's our bread. Oh yeah, baby, that's nice. That came out real nice. I can tell that these bubbles are going to be small, which is good. That's what you want. You don't want big, huge bubbles in your bread. We just want to tighten it up. That's what we're doing. You want to keep it in the shape of the pan. You want to make it the size of the pan. And just tighten it up as much as you can. Alright, there we go. That's it. Now this one will make cinnamon. I've got some raisins that I'm soaking in water. Okay. See, now you can tell there's elasticity in this bread. You can see it. It doesn't want to roll, which is good. That's what you want. Alright, we're going to paint some butter on it. Something to make the cinnamon stick. Okay. Cinnamon sugar. Oh, I like cinnamon sugar. Very good. There we go. We're gonna dump a lot of that on there. Oh yeah, baby. Whoo! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, then I'm going to put the raisins. I have the raisins soaking in warm water. They've been soaking about a half hour. It just, you know, it just brings them back to life a little bit. Alright. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to roll it, and we're going to try to make it tight as we roll it. Keep it tight. Couple little things falling out, not a problem, just shove them back in there. No biggie. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do. We didn't do this the first time, but this one is long enough we can do it. We're gonna stretch it, and we're gonna fold it over and make two of them. And again, keep it tight. There you go. Okay. These pans were pre-greased, by the way. Alright, we're going to use up that remaining butter. That's there. With a little bit of olive oil. Okay, and that's it. Just let them rise now. They have to double in size. Okay, they got to double. All right, here you go. Here's our breads. This is the regular white bread, and the other one is the cinnamon. A couple of the little people wanted me to cut it because they wanted to see what it was like on the inside. They don't believe. They don't believe that I can make bread. Oh man! Now tell me, does it get any better than that right there? Woo-hoo! Look at how nice and small the bubbles are. The bubbles are small, which means we kneaded it enough. Oh man, this is good stuff right here. I can't wait. I'm gonna have some knockwurst later. I'm sorry, bratwurst. And I'll be eating it on this bread right here. Oh yeah, man, look at that. Now that's beautiful. That is beautiful right there. Holy mackerel. Man, that's good stuff. All right. I'll let it cool off and put it away. I guarantee it doesn't get any better than this right here. See ya.